Chapter 18, The Road to Sonista. Pyper, San Diego. The tree runners who accompanied us did not talk much. Mostly they just sat and brooded. Because of this, we were unable to get any information from them the way we intended to. If they knew anything about the last dragon's egg, they were terribly quiet about it. We might have to rethink our plan, I said. Dogen glanced my way. He looked thoughtful. I was meaning to say the same thing. We've been here for weeks now, but we're not really getting anything here. There are tree runners, I said, aside from you. But I'm beginning to doubt why we came here in the first place. We can spend another night here, and then we can go back to Nivedon tomorrow, Dogen said. If we're going back, I might as well pay my grandmother a visit. I will head straight to Wawang village, see how things are over there, and then go to Nivedon, Mayo said. I sighed. Such a waste of time. Dogen grabbed a roasted root crop and tossed it to me before sitting down beside me and eating. I think that what we need to do is to find Kino. Let's forget about the dragon's egg. If we want to protect him, the smartest thing to do would be to find him. Isn't it? It was then that I noticed a crow flying towards us. Could that be Calo? I said. The bird circled up in the air before flying down and perching on my already outstretched hand that held the root crop. It pecked on the food, and I giggled. It is Calo. And there's a note tied to its leg, I said. Dogen and Mayo were immediately beside me. Let's read it, Mayo said as he quickly grabbed the note. Then I moved closer to him to see what the message was. The Emperor's soldiers took Nivedon. Do not go back there. If you must, come where there is no light. I panicked. It did not say if my mother survived. I said. I turned to Dogen. We have to find them. We must go where they are. It's unacceptable for us to just stay here while the Emperor's men are attacking our people. We need to go now. Mayo hugged me so tightly. We'll find them. Don't worry, he said. We'll find them, right? He looked up at Dogen. That's very unsettling news. He sat down on the ground as though he had lost his energy. Of course, we will find them, but I don't know where they are. Just that they are going to a place where there is no light, he said. It seems to me that they could be in Sonista, Miroe said. I forgot that the tree runners were with us because they were just so quiet. Sonista? That awful place? Why would they go there to hide? Mayo said. If that's where they're going, they wouldn't need any rescuing. The place where there is no light, the sun still touches Sonista, but when you go there, its foulness will begin to eat at your soul. If you stay there for months, you will feel weighed down, burdened, as though there's no hope, no beauty, nothing that is bright. That's why they call Sonista the place where there is no light, Miroe said. I looked up at Dogen. I want to find them. I haven't seen my father in a long time, and I need to find my mother. Dogen, I need to know that she's all right, I said in between sobs. Dogen knelt and pulled me to him, hugging me tightly. It's going to be all right. We'll find them, he said. Then he gestured for Mayo to come closer and embraced him as well.
Kino Amark. Mother and I were together, and you could say that I was happy. But something was still missing. And then I remember Grandpa. The three of us should have been together, but instead, I lost him. When we buried Grandpa, Mother had wept, but not so much. When I asked her why she wasn't grieving, she said that it was because she had buried him a long time ago already and had mourned him over and over in the past. Quila had suffered a major cut to her shoulder. It was good that Lady Amaya was with us, otherwise, Quila's wound would not have healed so quickly. Now, I was anxious because we traveled day and night to get to where Pyper was. And it seemed like we were very close to them. We had to take horses this time, though, because I was unable to carry everyone on the cloud for longer periods. I was not as strong yet, although Grandpa told me that as I got older, my strength would also grow with it. I can't believe we're in Caristhea, Quila blurted out. Goemi, we also thought of going here, right? Do you remember that conversation that we had? I turned to look at Goemi. She was not riding alone. Instead, she was riding with my mother. A moon turn ago, I would have been angry at her, but now, as I looked at her with her shaven head, scrawny frame, and bruised face, I felt sorry for her. Mother could tend to her all she needs, and I would not feel an ounce of jealousy. I wished that all of Goemi's wounds would heal. Mother told me that all her wounds would heal eventually, but what about those that cannot be seen? I noticed that my power as a sniffler had also grown stronger these past few days. Before, I needed to close my eyes to fully concentrate before I could get a scent, but now, I can do it even while riding a horse and only paying half of my attention to it. All I had to do was think about Pyper, which was not difficult to do, and then I would get a sense of where she was. I could smell her, and it was pleasant, not like when I tried searching for Mayo. I stopped short because when I got a whiff of her presence, it seemed like she was just around. Mother was looking at me. And then I kicked at my horse. I could feel her now, this close to me, so I kicked at my horse some more, and every gallop made me drink in Pyper's scent more and more. And then I stopped. There she was. In a tight embrace with Dogan and Mayo. "Pyper!" I shouted. I was grinning widely. She looked at me with her tear-streaked face, and my smile froze. Something was wrong. I jumped off the bay and ran to her. And when she was just an arm's length away, I blushed. I found her. "I'm back," was all that I could say. It was an inexplicable feeling, but I was so happy to see her. In all the moon turns that we were separated from each other, there was never a day that I did not think of her. And now, she was right in front of me. Pyper hugged me tightly, and I hugged her back just as tightly. "Mayo. Come here," I said. "What crazy adventures did you have?" Mayo joined the hug. It was so good to be back together. There were so many stories that I wanted to tell them. Everything that happened in the past moon turn. My training. Who I am with now. That I met the former Emperor of Akea, who turned out to be my grandfather. There were so many stories, where was I to begin? Of course, Pyper and Mayo must have had their own stories to share as well. We have to go to Sonista. The Emperor's men attacked the Nivens, and those who managed to escape went there. We must find them. "I need to find my mother," Pyper said. That explained why she had been crying. "What happened to Mistress Laren?" I asked. Pyper stilled and started crying again. It was Dogan who answered, "We don't know yet. We received a note from Elder Mayan, but it was short and limited, perhaps, so that nothing will be revealed should it get intercepted." Dogan Rhonda. "Mathis?" I said, in awe of the ones who came with Kino. The little boy jumped from the horse and all but leapt towards me. I was laughing hard and hugging him close. "Where's Maria?" I asked, and then I locked eyes with the second most beautiful woman I had ever laid eyes on. During the Akeen Wine Festival from 2 moon turns ago. "She didn't make it," the woman said. I tried recalling her name. "Lady Amaya," I said. "I take it that you're the one who took care of Mathis?" I did what I had to do. "It was but right," she said. I didn't know what to say. I still get tongue-tied around beautiful women. "Thank you," I said after a while. And then Mathis tugged at my hand and pointed towards the volcanoes. I took him for a walk while the others caught up on each other's adventures. Everybody was so excited to be reunited, and I could hear that they were already planning to go to Sonista. I held Mathis in my arms. It was good to hold his little frame again. I hoped that he did not suffer from the loss of his parents. He did seem all right, and I hoped he would stay that way. I was astounded to see Lamare here, in all honesty. I remember that I supposedly buried her a long time ago, so to see her was indeed a surprise. "Dogan," Lamare said, smiling at me. I froze. "I want to thank you for the funeral. And the flowers," she said. Her eyes were crinkled on the sides. "Goemi told me what a spectacular display it was. And you know, in case something like that happens again, I would expect a better display of flower arrangement." She was teasing me, and yet I couldn't stop smiling. "I'm so glad you aren't dead, my lady. You protected me before, and I hope it isn't too much to ask for the same from you now. Please protect us again, old friend. Travel with us, she said. I am bound to the children, my lady. When I thought that you died, I vowed to protect Kino until the day I die. That vow has not changed, even after learning that you're alive and well, I said. Her eyes moistened, and then she hugged me tightly. For now, we will enjoy each other's company, but tomorrow, we will start with the journey to Sonista. By the time dawn broke the following day, we were up and ready to go. Ameneros and the other 2 tree runners were sad to see us go, but they understood that we were on a different mission now. While the reunion gave us hope, we knew that things would be different once we reached Sonista. Dear gods, I pray that none of the people I know have died.